can make $2 million. Why do thousands of doctors and nurses beg, Patch, let me work in your hospital? $3,600 a year salary. They live on this beautiful piece of land that's 2/3 of a square kilometer with waterfalls and forest. Beautiful piece of land. But that's how much these people who say, and they write me from all over the world, thousands every year, to work at our hospital for the privilege to be their fantasy nurse, their fantasy doctor. They will trade this for this. And so, if 10 people raised their hands here, and they got together, what would you come up with? We combined with a school 20 years ago called the School for Designing a Society. And we have 5-day healthcare delivery system design intensives where people come in and they put the word realistic in a box and with a lock on it. And we ask them, what do you want? And what is the design of what you want? Not what we're trying to say, you want this. You know, what do you want? If the 10 people who raised their hands got together, what would there be similarities? Who wants more time with patients? Raise your hand. Be honest here. Everybody wants more time with patients. You can't be a doctor in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Are you understanding my answer? You either find, okay, another thing you can do is you can decide that when you were on the wards or in your clinic, you're going to be vital. You're going to be alive and friendly and engaging and non-hierarchical. That everyone who works in the hospital can't wait for you to walk in the door because of the energy, the personality, the vibration, whatever you want to call it, that you bring to the environment. That's a big step. And then you just say, what do I want? I want to work with complementary practitioners, and you work that into it. You want to have more time with patients, you figure out, and you take time away from something else that you're doing because it matters to you that much. Everyone in the room has agreed they're concerned about our future, your future. And so it really helps you if you have that concern to have something in your life that is moving you to a healthier future, at least for your grandchildren's grandchildren. And so, I'm 65 years old and I'm very energetic and alive and work like crazy and never get sick. And I'm sure part of it is this passion for something good, which is part of my reading of Don Quixote. Write me. Somebody else? There was a question there, yes. Letter Rick. Oh wait, you have to speak up. The interpreter can't hear you.
¿Qué pasa
So, speak up like this.
Vale. ¿Qué pasa con ustedes? Porque también tendrán momentos de estar más bajos de ánimo. ¿Y qué les alegra a ustedes?
I'm so glad you asked that question. Let me give you my history of low moments. I had a great mother. Everything you like in me came from my mother. My father was a professional soldier. He wasn't in the room. His body was in the room. He wasn't in the room. And we were outside of the United States. I was a World War II baby and the Korean War baby. And at the age of 16, my father died from war. It was an unusual shock because he was in the room, but I didn't have a connection with him. He was too damaged. But I lost the ability to have a future relationship with him. And we moved back to the United States, to the southern states in 1961. If you knew our history, in 1961, our black population had no civil rights. They had no justice. A black person in the United States could not use a white person's drinking fountain, a toilet, a restaurant. And for me, I had an earthquake, even more than my father dying. Everything about my country, everything about religion went out the window for me. That people were hypocrites and liars. And even though I was a really happy kid, I didn't want to live in this world. And so, those of you who saw the Patch Adams movie, it starts with me in a mental hospital. They couldn't make Robin Williams look 17. So they quote Dante to give you an idea he was having a midlife crisis. But the truth is, I had 3 hospitalizations in 1 year, 17 and 18, trying to kill myself because I didn't want to live in this adult world. I was embarrassed to see the way adults were behaving. And in the last hospitalization, lightning strikes. Not really, or I would be dead. But it was a mental lightning, and I said, you don't kill yourself when you have a problem, you make revolution. And so I decided to make a revolution for loving all people. And so I made 2 decisions that shaped my life forever. One was to serve humanity in medicine, and I've been a free doctor for 40 years. I've never made a single dollar in medicine. And the other decision was more personal. How can I be an instrument for peace and justice? And so I made the decision to be happy every day, all day long, the rest of my life. I wasn't going to skip 1 minute. And I've actually done that. And I'm going to tell you how. Because I don't have low moments. And I made 2 quick directions. One way, it's a poetic way to say it, but I dove into the ocean of gratitude and never found the shore. So since the age of 18, I have been grateful, a huge amount of gratitude for my life, for my arms and legs, for my health, for the health of my children, for the experiences I'm able to have, for the good fortune to have my mom. So having this giant ocean of gratitude every day that I just swim in beautifully. The other decision was, I thought that I could compose me. If you think of it as a music composer or an architectural designer, that from the age of 18 till 65, I have designed and composed myself, and I'll give you my formula. It involves 3 words: intention, performance, and consequences. So with your question, my intention is I will love life. I will love life. I will love life. So, I am not saying, I hope to love life. I'll try to love life. I could love life. I should love life. Meh. I will love life. In the same way, I'll raise my right hand, I'll raise my right hand, I'll raise my right hand, I'll raise my right hand. Notice who's in charge. Every time I say I'll raise my right hand until I have a left-sided stroke, I will raise my right hand. Having an intention, what is my job? My job is to look at the infinite number of possible performances to put my intention forward. So I think of all my life experience, of my wonderful life in improvisation. I think of the circumstances, you know, right now in this room, and circumstances on a subway, circumstances with whoever I'm with. And in that moment, what performance is going to best put my intention of I will love life forward? And then I have that beautiful cybernetic feedback loop of looking at the consequences. How did I do? And it's right there. I perform. That's how I did. Does it put my intention forward? No. Change the performance. And so what has happened since the age of 18 is I wake up with many intentions. I will love people. I will not watch TV. You know, I have many intentions. And so from the moment I wake up, my intentions drive all of my performances. And I go through the day, because I have no free time, I'm always thinking, in this moment, what are my intentions? What's the performance? How did I do? And I do that until I sleep. So you'll notice actually there is no time to have low time. Because acting low is not a performance that puts my intention forward. And that's why I can go to refugee camps or Haiti in March and see one horrible situation after another, and every time be vital and vibrant, because I am making me. You know, mothers have done this throughout history. This, in fact, almost describes a healthy mother, that no matter how badly behaved men are, how bad their wars are, and how bad things are, that mothers are carrying this out in their own way throughout history. I hope that at least shows you my raving lunacy. But I have no low times, because it doesn't help what I want. And I'm very focused. Peace and justice, a beautiful world. How are we doing? Hands going up for great questions, silly questions, strong arguments.